Good afternoon, everyone. Today's topic is puberty, normal puberty and abnormal puberty. So, puberty and adolescence are the phases of growth between childhood and adulthood. So, definition of puberty is physiological transition from childhood to get the reproductive maturity. That transition period is called puberty, and it is associated with growth spurt and appearance of both the primary and secondary sexual characteristics in children, and it usually occurs between 8 and 14 years in girls, and in boys it occurs between 9 to 14 years. So in one more book it is described, puberty is described as stage of gonadal development and maturation to the point where reproduction is possible for the first time. And adolescence refers to the period of sudden spurt of physical growth between childhood and adulthood. So both the words are the meaning are overlapping, and hence the terms puberty and adolescence are used interchangeably. Influencing factors for the puberty are genetics, which accounts for 50 to 80% of the variation in pubertal timing, as race, and the environmental factors like nutritional status. Obese are more likely to be getting puberty earlier, and because of excessive exercise, children may get puberty earlier, and psychological factors may delay the puberty or prepone the puberty. Like hormonal changes during puberty are, besides the ovaries and testes, other endocrinal glands, that is adrenal, thyroid and anterior pituitary, also grow in size, and their activity increases at the onset of puberty. So the first change in hormone seen are in gonadotrophins. So gonadotrophins, the levels of FSH and LH secreted from the anterior pituitary gland rise slowly from birth up to pre-adolescent age. But at the time of puberty, their levels suddenly increase. So, in the pre-pubertal age, the gonadotrophin secretion is not under the check of gonadal hormones, that is estrogen and testosterone. And then the adrenal androgens. There is an increase in secretion of adrenal androgens also at the time of puberty. So, the onset of this stage of increase or activation is called adrenarche. So mechanism involved in the increased production of adrenal androgen are more pregnenolone is diverted to androgen pathway and release of adrenal androgen stimulating hormone from the anterior pituitary. So these adrenal androgens, what they do, they cause the pubic and axillary hair appearance and the muscle mass and strength. And the growth hormone also increases. So it is normally from birth to prepubertal stage, its secretion is intermittent, but at the time of puberty, so there is increase in the frequency and amplitude of the pulsatile secretion of the growth hormone. And the thyroid gland secretions also increase during puberty. And the gonadal hormones or the sex hormones, there is slow increase in the secretion between 7 to 10 years, but there is rapid rise in estrogen secretion and testosterone secretion in boys in the pubertal age. So these are the various hormones: gonadotrophins, adrenal androgens, growth hormone, thyroid gland and sex hormones. All these are changes or increase during the time of puberty. So now the onset of puberty or the endocrinal control of the normal puberty. So in newborns until 3 months of age, what happens? The gonadotrophin releasing hormone secretion from the hypothalamus is highly sensitive to the feedback inhibition by the circulating sex hormones. Therefore, from birth to pre-adolescent age, there is very less or slow release of gonadotrophins from the anterior pituitary. That is suppression of CNS, inhibition of hypothalamus. So this feedback of low estradiol due to high sensitivity. And also leptin. It regulates the appetite and metabolism through hypothalamus, and there is permissive role in regulation of timing of puberty. So I will explain this in detail in the next slide. So this is a flowchart showing the neurohormonal mechanism of onset of puberty. So as I have told you in the previous slide, in the pubertal stage, that is from birth to pre-adolescent age, there is negative feedbacks suppressing the hypothalamus because of the local sex steroids, that is adrenal androgens released from the adrenal gland. So very less or slow release of gonadotropins is present in the prepubertal stage. But at the time of puberty, that is in pubertal age, hypothalamic cells become more mature and their sensitivity for circulating sex hormones decreases much that there is pulsatile release of GnRH from the hypothalamus. So as a result, there occurs increase in secretion of the FSH and LH, and they act on the gonads to release the sex hormones, that is the testes in male releases testosterone and ovaries in females releases estrogen. So this suppression is, this negative feedback is decreased and these hypothalamic cells become more mature and sensitivity for the circulating sex hormones, it decreases, so that there is increased release of GnRH. And apart from that, hypothalamus at puberty is also positively stimulated. This is positively stimulated, that is called awakening of thalamus by the critical body mass and the visual stimuli and olfactory and other sensory stimuli. These will stimulate the hypothalamus, that is called awakening of hypothalamus. Along with it, the cortex is also stimulated. So this pathway is called from here to here, from cortex to hypothalamus, and along with the external stimuli, this is called neural pathway. And after this, it is called humoral because the hormones are released here. So this is a neurohumoral mechanism. And as I have told you in the previous slide about leptin, so leptin, a Greek word which means thin. It is a circulating protein formed in the fat cells. It is under the influence of OB gene. It acts on the hypothalamus by the feedback control mechanism leading to satiety, that is decreased food intake and increased energy consumption, and thus controls the body weight. Therefore, leptin acts as a link between the critical body weight and onset of puberty. So that's why obese people will be maturing or getting puberty earlier. So girls suffering from anorexia nervosa stop menstruation, and if they start eating again, they gain weight and they menstruate again. So these are the experimental observations. So when leptin treatment is given to immature female mice, there is onset of puberty. So that's how the leptin controls the onset of puberty. Okay, so leptin question may come as a short question for you. So note this point, leptin controls the onset of puberty by the link, it has the link between critical body weight and onset of puberty, and this is the this flowchart is the neurohumoral mechanism of onset of puberty. And the activation of hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis. So same as I have told you in the previous flowchart, it induces and enhances progressive ovarian and testicular hormone secretion, and it is responsible for profound biological and morphological psychological changes with adolescence experience. The late prepubertal period is between the ages 8 to 11 years. Here the adrenal cortex secrete dihydroepiandrogens and the androstenedione. These androgens result in adrenarche or pubarche. So what is this adrenarche or pubarche means? The prepubertal period where the adrenal cortex secrete the adrenal androgens. And during puberty, there is increase in gonadotropin releasing hormone which promotes ovarian follicle maturation and sex steroid production, resulting in the development of secondary sexual features. So the secondary sexual features are structural body configuration, skin changes and the hair growth on body, face, scalp and pubic region, and the muscularity and the subcutaneous fat and the accessory and genital sex organs, and the functional changes like change in voice, basal metabolic rate, RBC count and hemoglobin concentration, and appearance of menstrual cycle in females, and psychological changes in. So these changes are both different in males and females. The physical changes in puberty are staged as P1 to P5 by Marshall and Tanner. So there are 5 stages from childhood to full maturity, and they reflect the progression in changes of the external genitalia and of sexual hair. And secondary sexual characters appearance is mean age is 10.5 years in girls and 11.5 to 12 years in boys. So the first stage is thelarchy. First one is pre-pubertal or pre-adolescent age, and the second one is thelarchy, that is breast budding. It is usually the first sign and it is often unilateral. And menarche usually begins 2 to 3 years after the breast development, and growth spurt peaks before menarche. Pubic and axillary hair growth is present, which is a sign of adrenal androgen secretion, and starts at similar stage of apocrine gland sweat production and associated with adult body odor. So if we see the Tanner stages of the puberty, there are P1 to P5. The P1 is pre-pubertal stage. P2 is early development of subareolar breast bud, less or minus small amounts of pubic and axillary hair. P3 is increase in the size of palpable breast tissue and areolae, and increase dark curled pubic or axillary hair. P4 appearance of breast tissue and the areolae protruding above the breast level, and adult pubic hair which is not spreading to the medial thighs. And P4 there is mature adult breast and the pubic hair extends to the upper thigh. So P1 prepubertal, P2 that is thelarchy, appearance of breast bud, and P3 increase in size of the breast tissue and appearance of hair, and P4 the breast tissue protrude above the level and the pubic hair does not spread to the medial thighs, and the P5 last stage is mature adult breast. So you can see in the picture Tanner stages 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and the hair appearance of hair and the breast development. So these are involved in the Tanner staging. And the menarche is appearance of the menstrual cycle for the first time. Mean age in USA is 12.5 years, and during puberty estradiol levels fluctuate widely, reflecting successive waves of follicular development that fail to reach ovulatory stage. Endometrium affected by the estradiol undergoes cycles of proliferation and regression until point where withdrawal of estrogen results in the first menstrual bleed, that is menarche. In the ovarian development, raising levels of plasma gonadotrophins causes the ovarian development. They stimulate the ovary to produce increased amounts of estradiol. So this estradiol is responsible for the secondary sexual characters. The breast growth and development, reproductive organ growth and development, fat redistribution over the hips and breasts, and the bone maturation. All these are the secondary sexual characters. And then ovulation occurs, first ovulation occurs 6 to 9 months after menarche. Plasma progesterone remains at low levels even if secondary sexual characters have appeared. And the rising progesterone after usually first ovulation. And the plasma testosterone rises during puberty, not as much as in males. And the uterus development in the prepubertal stage, uterus is teardrop shaped, and the neck and isthmus account for up to 66% of uterine volume. Following production of estrogens, uterus becomes pear shaped. Uterine body increases in length and thickness. So till now we have seen the normal puberty and the physiological changes in the normal puberty and the control of onset of puberty. So now what is the abnormal puberty? So it is of two types. We can categorize the abnormal puberty into delayed or early or precocious. So delayed is after the age of 14. The normal pubertal age in girls is 8 to 14. And so the delayed means after 14 also the girl is not getting the puberty. And early or precocious means before the age of 8 or 10 years. So it is more common in females 5 times, that is precocious puberty. It's seen in 1 in 10,000 children and is uncommon in males. And less than 8 years in females is precocious and less than 9 years in males is precocious. It may be associated with the growth spurt. So how to assess this abnormal puberty? We have to take the full history of previous growth and development and record the timing and sequence of physical milestones and behavioral changes of puberty. Full medical and surgical history has to be taken, and if underweight, take full nutritional history. And the family history of early or delayed puberty, family history of any genetic disease has to be taken into account. And in the second type of assessment, we have to plot the height, weight, BMI and growth velocity of the individual and compare with the old measurements if available, and examine all the systems, that is including the endocrines and neurology, and the genitalia, body habitus and the stage of puberty has to be noted. The delayed puberty is when it is considered as delayed means, in case of females, if menarche does not occur by the 17 years of age, or in males testicular development and maturation fails to occur by age of 20 years. So it is more commonly observed in boys than in girls, and precocious is more common in girls. Usually it is constitutional or physiological delay, and ultimately the child catches up. Constitutional or physiological. So the first one, that is in hypogonadotropic type of delayed puberty, the constitutional cause is the main one. Delayed or absent puberty is a matter of great concern when it occurs in the following conditions, like failure of hypothalamus or pituitary to secrete the gonadotrophins, or primary gonadal failure, and deficiency of enzymes which are essential for steroid synthesis, and deficiency of specific receptors in the target tissue. So because of chronic illness also the puberty may be delayed, and malnutrition is one of the cause, and excessive exercise and tumors of the pituitary or hypothalamus and hypothalamic syndromes, hypothyroidism, suppression secondary to the hyperthyroidism, and Cushing syndrome, hypopituitarism. So all these are the causes for the hypogonadotrophic delayed puberty. So the features of this delayed or absent puberty are lack of pubertal development, short stature, presence of associated features of other endocrinal abnormalities, and low levels of gonadotrophins. So if the delayed puberty is hypergonadotrophic type, so the causes may be congenital as seen in Turner syndrome and Klinefelter syndrome, and the acquired causes are because of irradiation and surgery, testicular torsion or trauma, infection and autoimmunity. And next, the precocious puberty. So as I have already told in the previous slides, it is less than 8 years in girls and less than 9 years in boys. It is 5 times more common in girls, usually benign central process in girls, and it is pathological in 50% of the boys. Premature thelarchy or pubarchy. That is thelarchy, beginning of breast development. Pubarchy is the first appearance of pubic hair. More common in certain populations, that is Asian or Afro-Caribbean, and more common than true precocious puberty. And the benign variants are breast development in girls less than 3 years with spontaneous regression, pubic hair in boys and girls less than 7 years due to adrenal androgen secretion in the middle childhood. So the investigations to detect the abnormal puberty are the blood test, first line of investigations, that is complete blood picture, FSH and LH levels, estrogen and testosterone levels, adrenal androgen levels, prolactin levels, and the second line of test are GnRH assay, that is gonadotropin releasing hormone, and beta HCG levels, and karyotype if indicated in case of Klinefelter-Turner chromosomal disorders. So the next investigation is diagnostic imaging, that is pelvic ultrasonography to detect the ovarian tumor cysts, and testicular ultrasonography to detect the tumors in the testes, and adrenal ultrasound or the MRI or CT scan are better if the tumor is considered, and calculating the bone age. So if it is more than 2 years, puberty already started. So bone age, if it is within 1 year of the childhood actual age, puberty is not started or only just started, and if it is more than 2 years, puberty is already started. Brain MRI in all males and patients with the neurological signs and symptoms. The management is treating the systemic disease, giving the psychological support, and promote the puberty or growth if necessary by giving low dose testosterone and ethinyl estradiol. And the treatment of cause, example cranial neoplasm, and the behavioral difficulties by giving psychologist consultation, and reduce the rate of skeletal maturation, that is early growth spurt may result in early epiphyseal closure and reduced final adult height, halt or slow the puberty by giving GnRH analog, and inhibit the action of excess sex steroids. So that's all. So we have seen the normal and abnormal puberty. So this is very important short question for you. So you have to know this definition and the stages, the onset of puberty, that flow chart, and then the abnormal puberty types, delayed and precocious puberty, and their causes, the investigations and treatment. So thank you all.